Hello, 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 and welcome to a VO's Journey YouTube channel. My name is Anthony Pica. This channel is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I step on. So, welcome to today's live episode of Fiverr Voiceover Secrets Part 3, Part Tre. Today, I'm going to be going over expectations, and I get a lot of questions about on Fiverr. Hey Anthony, how long does it take to make money? How long does it take to make money on Fiverr as a voiceover artist? How long does it take on how much time does it take to make $1,000, $2,000, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought I'd talk about that and expectations, and also about some things, in promotion of yourself. So let's talk about that. For me, when I first started on Fiverr, I made jack diddly squat. I didn't make a thing. Okay. I mean, that was the truth. I really didn't know what I was doing. I had one gig up, and it was pretty much birds chirping. I didn't know what I know now. But at the time, nothing happened. And as time went on, a few months went by, and I got an idea because I started looking around Fiverr, and I saw that there was a lot of people, or let me rephrase. I looked around Fiverr, and what I noticed about the platform is that Fiverr really prizes uniqueness, right? They are all about business services, but they're all about offering, freelancers, solopreneurs, people, services that you can't just find at some large corporation, right? That's what separates Fiverr. It's a very intimate one-on-one type of business, and it connects people like us to other people like us. So because of that, I thought, I should diversify kind of my offerings, and not just be one kind of one-stop shop, being, male voiceover. So I decided Halloween was coming up. This was 2 years ago, kind of like it is now. And I created a gig that was evil character voices. And I put that up, and I had gotten no business before. And I put that up, and that took off for me. People started hiring me. And again, it was, small places. I got hired by school bands to do like voiceovers for their competition. I got hired by people running, spooky haunted houses and all kinds of things like that. Do you know what I mean? But the point is, though, is it built my business on Fiverr up, okay, and it got me some traction. So by creating something different and unique within the realm of what I do, which is voiceover, I succeeded. And if you look at the offerings of Fiverr, right, you can tell that they give you multiple opportunities to promote yourself. So you shouldn't just do it once. You should be doing it a bunch of times, meaning that when you just start out, you get 5 gigs, right? You should have all 5 gigs up. You shouldn't just have one. Okay, because perfect example, the top of the line of like male voiceover or female voiceover, those people who are at the top of that have been there for a long time. They're not going anywhere. Okay, but for you, you can be at a lot of different places, and people are searching for all sorts of different things. So the more places that you have an offering, the more opportunity you're going to be seen. Okay, so for expectation wise, it can vary, but I can tell you this: the more opportunities that you put up for people to find you, the sooner you're going to make money. I would say that if you put up a gig and you make sure that is optimized really well, I mean, you have your title, you've got your description filled out, all 1,200 characters, talking about how well, talking about what you can bring, what makes you unique, and what you're going to do for them. Okay. And a process of how you're going to do it, that should be in your description. Underneath, you have a nice set of extras that could cover everything that a person, an entrepreneur or a solopreneur would need from you. And then FAQs with all of the things that you need to have in there, answering all of the questions from your extras and your process. and then you're the right set of tags with a good price. And we talk about price. Listen, you can charge whatever you want, right? You can charge $5 or you can charge $100, but I think within that range, that's a good range. You're going to attract different people. But listen, if you do that and you have a really, I mean, spot on demo, because let's be honest, Fiverr is getting more competitive. More and more people are realizing you can make 10 grand a month or more. So with that kind of money, you're going to have more people flooding into that space. Because of that, you need to make sure that your audio, your sound, and everything is just spot on. It's the very best it can be. And your video, remember, your video doesn't have to be an actual video of live or live image or live action. It can literally be your picture with some words and your voiceover. I actually like that better because the video doesn't then attract attention away from your voice. So you have all of that. If you have all of that set up right, okay, and you are active on the site, meaning going to the buyer request section and submitting offers every single day, you are going to get business. You're going to start making a couple of $100 a month within the first 3 to 6 months. All right, you will. But if you want to grow that faster, you're going to have to add more gigs. You're going to have to add more gigs. You're going to have to add things like an audiobook gig, an e-learning gig. You're going to have to add a gig, a character gig. We live in an age where diving into one niche, that's great and all, but the reality is the more that I can do in my niche, the more desirable I'm going to be. Because we are performers. And again, I've talked about this a lot though, but you know, in acting, they call it like the triple threat, right? Someone who can act, sing, and dance. Same with us. The more that you can do, the more desirable you're going to be. And not just that, but the more opportunities from different people that you have. For example, if you just do commercials, right, then you'll only ever going to get commercial work. But if you do commercials and character voices, the times when you're not getting commercials, you're getting character work. Do you see what I'm saying? So they offset each other. And then maybe you're going to do audiobooks. So the time that you're not doing character work or commercials, you're doing audiobooks. All right. Or maybe you're doing e-learning. So the time you get the point, right? It goes back and forth. So are you putting yourself out there as much as you can? By the way, level 1, you get 10 gigs. Level 2, you get 20. And I think top rated seller, you get 30. Fiverr wouldn't give you all of that if they didn't want you to succeed. All right. Sites like VOCGO, which is great. I love that site and I love what those people are doing over there. They have set it up and even targeted further than Fiverr, where they really, dial down into a single sample in a single area. Fiverr kind of started that by offering you the ability to do like different gigs, but they didn't make it. VOCGO kind of leads you to that understanding, where Fiverr just kind of puts it out there and says, hey, you can create multiple gigs. They don't tell you exactly how to do that. But that's what they are trying to do with allowing you to do multiple gigs. Okay. So that should be netting you, okay, between a couple $100 to $1,000 within, I think, 8 to 10 months. As you are active on the buyer request, as you are putting in your making sure your gigs are set and you have as many gigs as you are allowed. When you move up to level 1 and you move up to level 2, you're going to see jumps in your revenue, because Fiverr is going to start promoting you in different places. It would be really cool, I think, if Fiverr actually published. I know they would never do this because this is their marketing strategy is a kind of a proprietary thing. But what we don't see, because they don't market to us this sense, but what they market us around the internet, and we don't see that. But the higher up you go, the more they market you, the more like touches you get and stuff throughout the internet. So that's something that a lot of people aren't aware of. All right. So that's why as you go up the levels, you do get boosts. Okay. But you have to stay active. By the way, here's another thing that you should be doing. You should be trying to keep your gigs updated, meaning that you shouldn't go more than a couple weeks without going into your gig, making some edits, maybe changing around some verbiage, offerings, maybe adding an extra, another FAQ from something you've learned. Okay. That's important. So now we've covered this stuff and the expectations of you making money. Okay. Just like I said, within a year, you should be making $1,000 a month on Fiverr. If you are not, one or multiple parts that I just mentioned there's something broken in that chain. Right now, that's the way it is. And I think you can make that before a year. But either your gig is not set up as well as it could be, your video or your demo is not going, it's not as good as it could be, or maybe it's not as good as you think. All right. In which case you need an outside ear or a couple ears to listen to it. By the way, on a side note, don't just post it on any website. Find some people that you trust to give you an honest opinion, but that also you feel like their opinion is going to be worth it, not just a couple of places where you can put stuff on and then any Joe Schmo can come on and berate you. That doesn't help much. Anyways, I digress. So that could be a reason. Pricing could be a reason. Maybe you don't have enough gigs up. Maybe your keywords are not working correctly. Maybe you don't have them optimized right. Maybe you don't have everything filled out on your gig section right. I coach a lot of people on Fiverr, and I'm telling you that stuff I just told you, that's not me coming up randomly with stuff. That is exactly what you need to be doing because I see it time and time again. One of those things, or most of the time it's multiple of those things are off. And when I have a student or somebody I'm coaching who has all of those things on, they are winning on Fiverr. Now, the last part of all this, and I want to go in this, and then I will take off. Actually, I'll take some questions. So, but anyways, the last part of this is, are you all in on Fiverr? There was a period of time when I first started that I listened to a lot of stuff around the internet. And a lot of that stuff was about, Fiverr is a cheap place. Don't go there. People won't take you seriously, blah, blah, blah. So, I didn't go all in, meaning that, I wasn't comfortable saying like this, doing a live stream about me talking about, how I work on Fiverr and things like that. Cause I was afraid, I would be, I don't know, blacklisted or somebody would say something mean to me. But so I don't clearly have that problem anymore. But my question to you is, are you all in? And where it makes a difference is this. Fiverr, if nothing else, is a fantastically optimized, easy to use platform that makes someone purchasing a service from you, in this case, voiceover, very easy. Because it is so simple for someone to purchase it from you, it makes it very, very enticing for more people around the world, especially people with smaller budgets, people who are doing everything themselves. That's why Fiverr is growing at such an incredible rate, because they are targeting people like us and not corporations. And there are more people like us than corporations, right? So if, oh crap, I was talking about corporations. I lost my train of thought. I was saying, I thought I was on something good too. What was I saying? Help me out here. Somebody type it over there. I was saying about shoot. Well, anyways, I'm sure it'll come back to me. But moving forward with this whole discussion, it's important that you putting yourself out there. Got myself on it. So this is my thing. Are you promoting your Fiverr gigs off of the platform? Are you promoting your Fiverr gigs in social media? Because here's the thing, and let's be real about it, right? If you can get a link from your stuff and you can share it on Twitter, you can share it anywhere. You can share these things. Yet I see people never share their stuff. Now I'm not everywhere, clearly, and I can't see what everybody's doing, but I see people very rarely share their gigs. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a strategy, not that you just spam a bunch of channels with your stuff, but by putting in that link, it will actually pull up a view of your offering. It looks clean. It looks great. I don't see a lot of people doing that. I'm not sure if it's fear. I'm not sure if it's they don't know it's possible. I'm not sure if it's something that they don't think they should do. Or another thing you could do instead of doing that is having a link on your site, or excuse me, having a link in your profiles around your social, or even on your website. Listen, I mean, I know this is silly, and I've looked into this because I think not only does Fiverr have it tapped into when it comes to them figuring out who to promote or who to market to, but also it's so simple to go through Fiverr. If you listen to some of their calls or any of their information since they went public, you can get some more information about the company. They say it takes 15 minutes from the time someone gets onto their website to order. 15 minutes. That's incredible, right? I mean, that's amazing. I mean, and that's not only is that speed, but that means the site is so optimized well. Like when they click on our stuff, they listen to us right away. They see the price, they see our description. There's extras to add on. There's anything if you've got questions. There's other offerings, and bam, there's a place for you to ask. There's a place for you to contact me. I mean, they have it optimized perfectly. My question to you would be: is your website optimized that good? Mine sure as heck isn't, because I can't afford it. So what I'm getting at here is that we are still in the mindset of not only, the old school, but also marketing the old school way, right? We all talk, people like us who are on Fiverr and doing stuff, we're talking about the new moving forward, the future of voiceover when it comes to getting business that way. But many of us still market like the old way. We're still sending hundreds and hundreds of emails. Well, everyone else is sending hundreds and hundreds of emails. There's nothing wrong with sending emails, and I'm not saying they don't work, but I mean, how many emails do you have to send and you don't get business before you think of something else? Okay. But what I'm trying to get at here is that look at the possibilities of using Fiverr for more than just putting up something there and hoping someone randomly clicks on your gig. You have, and understand this. Don't listen to the voiceover community or people telling you what's bad about Fiverr, because they're not the ones buying from you. They're not the ones going to your gig and purchasing from you. Entrepreneurs are, solopreneurs, small businesses, and now more recently, larger businesses and corporations. Fiverr's really working hard because they've now got investors to answer to. So because of that, they are pushing a lot higher rates, better clientele, right? Their quality control is changing. Things are changing because they need to make more profit. That's good for us because that means we need to make more money. But you need to think about the fact that they're having a better name. Fiverr's name is becoming more trusted. And, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking about personal branding coming up in the future, because I think we have to do that. And I notice a lot of us aren't doing it very well at all, if any at all. And that's the future is us as a brand. Anyways, but Fiverr has a name. And remember, we're not selling to other voiceover artists. We are selling to other people like us, or businesses, or corporations. And those places, they care about the bottom line, they care about quality, and they care about ease. How easy is it to do business with you? That's what they care about. Because when they get a voiceover, a corporation doesn't post in the voiceover, they don't say, by the way, we got this voiceover from Fiverr. When you do an audiobook from Fiverr, it doesn't say, I did this from Fiverr. When you do a commercial, nothing says Fiverr. So it doesn't matter where a business gets the voiceover from. To them, it matters, is it good? Was it cost efficient? And did it save me time? That's what they care about. And that's why Fiverr is growing. Okay. But some people are still angry about it because, of other reasons. I hope this has helped out when it comes to your thought about the things that you could be doing, but also the things that you're not doing and the expectations you have around that. And are you, and again, we're just solely talking about Fiverr. Are you using everything on that platform that you can. Perfect example. I mean, many of the other platforms don't offer all the shareable links. I mean, now that's not true. They can, but it's like Fiverr's link to me shows your picture, it shows your offering. There's a lot of really good stuff that Fiverr's doing to promote you, but there's a lot of people, especially in voiceover, I think other places, other businesses, like maybe graphic designers and stuff don't maybe have, and maybe they do have a dogma there too. I don't know because I'm not in that arena, but we're not doing a lot of it. You could link back every social media platform you have to your Fiverr or to a landing page, which then links to Fiverr. Because in the end, right? In the end, it's about you making it easy for the customer. And how good does it look when they go to your site or my site and my site sucks? And they're like, gosh, this person isn't really professional. Or they go to Fiverr and now, because of default, we have Fiverr's reputation, not with voiceover artists, but with businesses, companies, entrepreneurs. I'm going to buy a 3-minute voiceover from her. It cost me $100. I click the button here. It goes in here. If I like it, I accept it. If I don't, they're going to revise it. This is what it cost. You make sure your expectations are clear. But see, like, that's so different than, contact me, send me an email and we'll talk. I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm saying times are different. They're changing. And I just want you to keep that in your mind as well. Okay. So let's see if you've got any questions. I know that was a ways, huh? That was a lot of talking. If you have any, whoa, my screen is opposite. I don't know if you guys see. Well, anyways, never mind. Like, how sometimes the screen can do like mirror. I don't know how that happened. Anyways, if you've got any questions for me, go ahead and post them over here. I haven't been doing it. I'm fine. I'm not tired. Let's look and see what we have over here. So we've got, let's see. Chris asked, is Fiverr publicly traded? Yes, they are. You can find them, and you can find them. They are publicly traded. I believe they are on the NASDAQ, I think. Check that out. And yeah, they're publicly traded. I've actually been looking at buying some stock, because heck, I mean, we're doing business. And for me, I do a lot of business with them. Just like, I drink a lot of Diet Pepsi. I mean, probably, or, Diet Coke, probably would be a good idea to buy stock in the things that you actually use on an everyday basis. I don't know where we got into that, but yes, it is a publicly traded company. Good question. All right. Any other questions? Can be about Fiverr, can be about what you're doing on there. Let's see. I see Mark. Thanks for being here. And Wolf Creek Training and Consulting LLC. So you get a plug every time I say that. That's pretty clever. All right. Well, I'll just wait a few more minutes. I know it. Okay. Steve asked a question. You mentioned linking to our Facebook page. You mentioned linking to our Facebook page. So, and I'm going to go on a limb because I'm not exactly sure where you mean, but if you mean from Fiverr or from Facebook to Fiverr, I can talk about both. So Fiverr does not want you to be linking off of Fiverr. All right. If we don't have one, would you recommend creating one for voiceover business? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We live in an age that you must be able to put yourself out there. I'm going to be going a lot more into personal branding and how important it is. It's so important because nowadays that's all we have. Like, Steve, how would anyone know how to trust you in this crazy world of the internet? Same with me. How would anyone know who I'm selling to, whether they would trust me or not? Do you know what I'm saying? They probably wouldn't. But if we can brand ourselves, then that trust, all right, will help you sell a lot more because then people will be able to purchase from you without worrying about whether you're a scam artist or not. And that's what we have to contend with. So that's why platforms are working a lot better than us necessarily just going out and selling by ourselves. Because so many, because how do people verify that we aren't frauds? Make sense? So personal branding helps. So Facebook page, absolutely. You need to have one. You need to stay that, keep that going. Making sure that you're posting things you're doing, thoughts that you have about the industry. I mean, that's a whole nother thing we get into social media. But make sure you don't link though from Fiverr to anywhere off of the site. Fiverr doesn't like that. But what I was saying is that it's not a bad idea to link from your social to your Fiverr gig if that's what you want to use to purchase. And I hope I made a compelling argument about it. But you don't have to. I mean, if you have a website and it's all set up and you spend lots of money and that's what you're doing, go for it. But again, it's probably if you're one of those people who are not getting jack squat from your website, I don't know how long how long are we gonna do the same thing over and over again and nothing works? That's like insanity. Okay. Any other questions? The Stevens family, Richard Stevens here. I got confused about Fiverr telling us to market our gigs on social media, emails, etc., but then they warn you to have no contact with clients outside of Fiverr. So that's not bad. So the thing is that they are expecting that people will click on your link. But in this context, what they're really trying to say is that when someone on Fiverr contacts you from the efforts from Fiverr, they don't want you specifically going like if let's say, Joe's Plumbing contacts you on Fiverr, right? They come to Fiverr, they find you and they want you to do voiceover for them. They don't want you on Fiverr through the messaging platform on Fiverr saying, hey, why don't you, here's my email address. Why don't you email me and we can talk off of Fiverr and work together. They don't want you doing that. They don't have any problem with you bringing business, right? Okay. But, and actually, did you know that Fiverr has a program where you can actually bring your own business to Fiverr and they don't charge you the 20%? And you can use Fiverr's platform. It's called BYOB, Bring Your Own Business. And it's a really interesting program. You can look at it on Fiverr. But so that's a great question. And the answer is they don't mind you promoting your services because you're linking to Fiverr, its offerings. And if someone contacts you before they go to Fiverr, Fiverr's not going to come after you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's on the platform. Are you bringing people off? But I can say that sometimes that organically happens. And it's happened to me a couple of times. I have clients off of Fiverr, not on purpose. We've spent a lot of money on Fiverr and I love them. And sometimes it happens. But I like all of my business that I find on Fiverr, I keep it on Fiverr because Fiverr spent millions and millions of dollars to acquire it. Okay. Good question. All right. Anybody else? Let's see. Those are two good questions. Nope. Always wonder if, because like whenever I used to do this, I typed, it's like a delay. So you never quite know if someone types in. I hate to like click off and there was like questions. But then if there's not any questions, you're like, Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. This was a long one. I hope it brought some value to you. And as always, I'll think of a question as soon as you go offline. Yeah, no, I hear you. But no, again, thank you so much. All right. And really take that in consideration about what I said. Are you putting in the effort? And I'll leave you with this. If I told you if you did X, Y, and Z, you would make $5,000 a month, would you do it if I said I guarantee it? Probably. But if I said, if you do X, Y, and Z, you have the possibility to make $5,000 a month, would you do it? And that's where you have to understand that it is possible, you guys. It's possible to make way more than that. but are you going on faith, or you think it's not possible for you? All right, I'll leave you with that. Don't be afraid to message me. Please like, subscribe, share, and thank you so much for spending the 30 minutes with me. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I will see you live Monday at 1 p.m. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.